up, everyone? Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We have a lot to talk about today, including Fernando Tatis Jr. for the first time in almost 600 days playing professional baseball. Cody Bellinger hit a baseball 420 feet on 420. Mookie Betts was playing shortstop. I couldn't believe my eyes in this game. And Ohtani, the trade rumors are officially starting to buzz. The Angels lost yet again, so if they keep on losing, I don't think he's going to stick around. Remember, everyone, if you're going to any baseball games, concerts, anything like that anytime soon, save yourself 20 bucks off on SeatGeek using code Fuzzy. And also, we're so close to 450,000 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button. Thank you all so much for the support lately, and let's get into the recap. So a quick little update on Mad Max, aka Max Scherzer, whatever you call him. He is choosing to accept the 10-game ban because he feels like Major League Baseball is essentially corrupt. So if he appealed it, it would go to an arbiter, but that arbiter who decides the fate of either it's going to be a 10-game suspension or he's going to be let loose and Major League Baseball is going to look stupid. That arbiter is chosen by Major League Baseball, so he thinks that that person is going to be biased towards MLB. There's no point in wasting his time. He's going to accept the 10-game ban starting yesterday, so he'll be back in the next few days. But if my reputation was on the line, if I was being painted as a cheater, I would not back down. Even if I knew I was going to lose, I would still risk it. So a lot of people are now saying, Max Scherzer, why are you not fighting? Usually you're the fighter. So because we just talked about Max Scherzer, let's talk about his team, the Mets. They were facing off against the Giants, and I don't know how many times I have to remind you guys, but the Mets quite literally have an actual Avenger on their team, an Incredible Hulk. Pete Alonso is insane. He is leading baseball with 9 home runs. 9 of his 22 hits on the year have been via the long ball. Eduardo Escobar, he is trying to earn back a little bit of trust after stinking it up for a long time, even going back to last year. Brandon Nimmo, he stayed hot with that RBI double. He's hitting a cool 370 with a near 500 on base percentage. He has 15 walks to only 8 strikeouts. He is a superstar. Debate a wall. The Mets barely missed out on double-digit scoring after Jeff McNeil and Pete Alonso teed off in the 6th and 7th innings. McNeil, if he gets it going, my God, the Mets offense is going to look so good. Over the last week, the Mets are tied for first place in home runs with the Dodgers and the Pirates. We'll talk about the Pirates right now because I feel like they're a lot of fun to talk about. The Pirates are continuing to plunder the Locks. If you have no idea what I just said, let me quickly bring you up to speed.
The Locks. Plunder the Locks.
I really miss those commercials. It reminds me of simpler times. Anyways, we're going to re-roll that Connor Joe 3-run home run. I have no idea why the Rockies just kind of dropped him. He's hitting 340 with 8 RBIs now on the year. Jack Sawinski, he made it back-to-back home runs. He's kind of the new Joey Gallo. He's either going to hit a home run, walk, or strike out. He has officially become a 3 true outcome player. Now we're going to move on to the pitching clinic that was Roansy Contreras. He delivered 6 shutout before getting into some trouble later on in the game. More would have scored if the Pirates didn't have a literal Dyson vacuum over at third base. Brian Hayes saves the game with that double play. He has 44 DRS since 2021, which is by far the most for any infielder in baseball. And it's mind-boggling because Brian has 44 DRS since 2021. Nolan Arenado, who is widely considered to be one of the best defenders, he only has 27 DRS and 500 more innings. So Brian Hayes, 1, he was robbed of a platinum glove. 2, he was robbed of back-to-back gold gloves. I mean, I don't know if it's because he doesn't have the biggest name. It's not as big as Nolan Arenado, but he's getting robbed. Are the Pirates, like, good? Can they keep this up? I mean, Mitch Keller, Contreras, Johan Oviedo, they have the stuff to be really good, but do they have the command? That's the only question. The Pirates, they're going to score runs all year long, but the pitching, that's going to be their biggest question. The Angels can improve to 10-10 if they win this final game in New York, but yeah, that's not going to happen. Anthony Rizzo has been feeling himself ever since the shift got banned. He singled in Anthony Volpe, who, by the way, Volpe has a 482 on base percentage and 5 stolen bases to 0 caught stealing over the last 6 games. He is a perfect leadoff guy in my opinion. Peraza, he walked in a run. I'm really hoping that Oswald gets more playing time because he's hitting 304 with the 140 OPS plus in his first 56 at-bats. He has earned playing time. Stop playing Josh Donaldson. Jose Trevino, he delivered the knockout punch, putting the team up by 5 against a usually stingy pitcher in Patrick Sandoval. Nestor Cortez struck out 7 over 6. He did allow 3 runs to score, but he looked nasty nonetheless. Just like the other New York team, the Yankees missed out on double-digit scoring by 1 run after DJ, IKF, and Oswald. They brought home 4 more runs between the 7th and the 8th inning. So 2 things to note about this game. One, Anthony Rizzo, he's hitting .345 with 4 home runs on the year. He has been so much better without having to worry about that shift. He could be one of the few first basemen in Major League Baseball history to end his career with 400 doubles, 300 home runs, and 4 or more Gold Gloves. Will that get him into the Hall of Fame? Maybe. And then the second thing, the Angels fall to 9-10 after that loss. So I guess my math was not correct earlier. I said they could be 10-10. Well, they could have been 11-9, but now they're 10-10. I don't know how to do math, but not only did the Angels lose, they lost Logan O'Hoppe in the process. I'm hoping that his shoulder is going to be okay. And now Jeff Passan, kind of the guy who breaks all of the trades and talks about the biggest rumors, he's going on podcasts talking about how the Angels are not going to keep Ohtani if they keep on losing. They're going to trade him, and then he might just walk altogether. If the team around him can't get it done, maybe they'll trade Mike Trout as well and just rebuild the whole franchise. I don't know. But then again, rebuilds are a whole lot easier said than done because the Red Sox are still rebuilding even after a few years have passed since they traded Mookie Betts. Dougie, he started this one off with his second home run of the year. Kenta Maeda, he looked sharp in this one, but there's the momentum shifter. Maeda took a 100+ mile-an-hour line drive to the leg. He still made the play, but he had to come out. I'm hoping that he's going to be all right. From that point, Emilio Pagan, who has been pretty good this year, he reverted back into the human batting practice version of Pagan that we saw last year. The Boston Red Sox feasted on mistake pitch after mistake pitch. Duran's 2-run double made it 7-0. He's hitting .385 on the year. Yu Chang, he channeled his inner WBC on that 2-run blast, and Tanner Houck, he was very good. Don't let the 3 earned runs deceive you. He was nasty just like Nestor. They both gave up 3, but they were incredibly nasty. 7 strikeouts, only 1 walk for Tanner Houck, and I've always been really confused by how they use him. Is he a starter? Is he a reliever? Is he a long reliever? Is he a closer? Now he's back to being a starter. That was his longest start as a big league pitcher. Yoshida knocked in his second RBI in the 8th, and the Red Sox beat a very good, albeit injury-riddled Minnesota team. The Boston Red Sox are now 10-10. The Rockies and the Phillies. This game honestly described 2022 baseball in a nutshell. The Rockies had five hitters with multiple strikeouts. CJ Cron blasted off for his 5th, and Ryan Feltner was really feeling himself. I'm sorry, that was an awful joke. He tossed nearly 6 shutout with 6 strikeouts, only gave up 3 hits to a Phillies team that came into this one ultra red hot. They were on fire offensively. Matt Strahm of the Phillies struck out 11 over 5, so he was the nastiest starting pitcher in baseball yesterday. Because Colorado's offense popped off for 5 runs and the pitching staff for Colorado turned into cheat codes, yeah, there was no coming back for the Phillies. This guy right here, Justin Lawrence, he throws 100+ from the side, and he freezes hitters with that occasional slider from hell. Over his first 2 seasons, he had a terrible 6.2 walks per 9, so if he's figured out how to control his stuff, that's not fair. And also, there's Mike Moustakas, who is still in baseball. He had an RBI double. I just wanted to show that for fun. The Rockies, they win easy 5-0. All right, here we go. The Padres and the Diamondbacks. The start of this game felt like I was watching Anakin on Mustafar for the first time after knowing what happened with the younglings. Like, I didn't know how to feel because I knew that there was still some good left in Anakin, but it was hard to look past everything that he did in the past, okay? Maybe it's not quite the same as taking ringworm medication and everything that Anakin did. Maybe they're not similar at all, but you know what I mean. Kind of the chosen ones of their said professions. One was a Jedi turned into a Sith. Maybe you could say the same about Fernando Tatis Jr. because he has to try and redeem himself like Vader did once upon a time against Palpatine. Like the last time we saw Tatis, he was on the face of everything. MLB The Show, Adidas, Gatorade, everything that you could think of. Dairy Queen. He was the fastest player ever to 80 home runs and 50 stolen bases. Now, he did go 0 for 5, but his teammates picked him up. Like, they almost seemed energized because they finally have the final piece to the puzzle. They realized that seeing Fernando Tatis Jr. back in the dugout is their time to shine. No more excuses. He is their linchpin. He's going to be the guy that puts them over the top. So if they don't perform, it's not going to be Tatis's fault. It's going to be because the Padres just continue to fold. Grisham and Bogarts both drove in 2. Xanders came via his 5th home run of the year. Matt Carpenter hit one as well, his 2nd of the year. Michael Wacha was the right-handed version of Madison Bumgarner. He was straight up terrible yesterday. Fortunately for San Diego, Grisham had another RBI double in his back pocket. He stole the lead back to make it 7-5. San Diego's bullpen was lights out, and Tatis made a really nice catch. I'm not glazing. It had a probability of 40%, so he used his elite speed to run 83 feet to make that grab. I thought that was a fantastic play. Josh Hader, he saved it. He has 6 already on the year, and I feel like that chapter of Fernando Tatis Jr. being a bad boy, I feel like that's closing. He's back. I feel like he's about to turn a new leaf, and he's going to be a nicer version. Still exciting, but a nicer nicer, more mature version of Fernando Tatis Jr. And if you think that's glazing, I'm sorry. I like Tatis. I'm a fan. The Dodgers have a budding superstar on their hands, and we'll get to him in just a second because Max Muncy, that funky monkey, I don't know if you guys have ever been to a Dodgers game, but they play that after Max Muncy goes yard. He's been on a tear. I don't know if someone told him the world's best your mom joke or something, but he has been playing angry. 7 home runs and 15 RBIs over his last 12 games. That was his 8th of the year. Bellinger, he's kind of the opposite. He's not playing angry. He's more relaxed. Like, he's always looked relaxed, which is why this 420-foot home run on 420 was completely amazing and ironic, because the memes have always been that Bellinger looks like he's always, on something, or that he's in outer space, and God knows why. I don't know if he's actually been doing that this entire time, but regardless, he looks comfortable again, and no way this happened. Belly goes 420 on 420, and then Bellinger's replacement, James Outman, hits a baseball 420 feet as well, because of course he did. And James Outman, he wasn't done proving his point though, because he belted a 9th inning go-ahead grand slam. He is showing Dodgers fans that he is literally just as good as Bellinger, just $17 million cheaper. In his first 24 games, he's hitting 320 with 6 home runs and a 192 OPS plus. Those are stupid numbers. Do not go anywhere. We are going to roll the web gems in just a second, but I wanted to update you guys on the stat leaders around baseball. So Luis Ariz is still number 1 in batting average. You have Matt Chapman finally under 400. That makes a little bit more sense, but Nimmo's hitting 368. Ronald is still at 367. Jorge Mateo is shocking the world, hitting 362. If we're talking about wins, no one really cares about that anymore, but Garrett Cole, Joe Ryan, and Shane, they are at 4 wins apiece. Pete Alonso, we know that he is at 9. Patrick Wisdom, Max Muncy are both at 8, with Devers and Olsen rounding out the top 5. ERA, we have Luis Castillo with a .73 ERA. Stroman's been really good. All 5 of these guys, I should say, are all under 1. Ohtani, of course, he's in there with a .86 ERA. Shout out to Sonny Gray, Marcus Stroman, and Garrett Cole. RBIs, you have Jordan leading the pack. You have Matt Olson and Mountcastle. Mountcastle, I didn't know he had 20. Adolis Garcia has 19, and there's Big Meat Pete over there at 19. Saves, Jordan Romano is number 1 with 7. A bunch of guys have 6. Talking about Bednar, Clase, Hader, and then the Mountain. Felix Bautista is at 5. Bryson Stott, my friend, the 702 kid. He's leading baseball with 32 hits. He is spraying baseballs all over the place. Strikeouts, of course, it's going to be Spencer, Strikeout, Strider. Stolen bases, Cedric Mullins is at the number 1 spot. He's tied with Nico Horner at 9. Mateo has 8, and then a couple other guys have 8 as well, including the rookie, Volpe, and the quality starts. No one really cares about quality starts, but Garrett Cole and a bunch of other guys have 4. And then real quick, a standings update. So obviously the Rays are number 1 in baseball at 16-3. They're number 1 not only in terms of record, but run differential as well. They have a +83 run differential. Then you have the Yankees, the Orioles, the Blue Jays, the Red Sox. And the Central, the Guardians are back by 1 game. The Tigers are 7-10. This Central division is going to be stinky. The White Sox underperforming yet again. They are 7-12. The Rangers are in first place. They're 12-6. Every other team in that division is under 500. The Rangers have won 4 in a row. Going to the National League, the Braves are 14-5. They are really good. A +32 run differential. The Mets are 13-7. They've been playing a whole lot better as of late, and I expect the Phillies to get better as well as the season progresses. In the Central, the Brewers are just ahead of the Pirates of all teams. The Cardinals are really disappointing so far, 8-11, but right now the Cubs, the Pirates, and the Brewers all playing great baseball. And then finally the West, the Diamondbacks lost that game against the Padres last night, so they dropped a game. They're 1 ahead of the Dodgers, 1.5 against the Padres. I don't expect anything from the Giants or the Rockies. So yeah, there's the standings. I'm going to go ahead and roll the web gems now. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. We do this every single day. Yeah, enjoy the gems.
Reaches out, sends it towards left center field. Grisham's on the run. Grisham dives, makes the catch in left center.
Liner and scoop. Nice play there by Chang. The throw, he'll skip it over there. Went down and then used the deck to skip it on purpose. Outstanding play.
Now at 370, and he hits this one high and deep. Left center field, racing back Kiersey at the wall, and he makes a brilliant